Well, you know, Dukey, it's important to know I'm in control.
That was awesome. We are back with another Relax Retro Talk podcast, and this week we're going to be talking about growing up with the PS3 and the Wii U. What came out first, the Wii U or the PS3?
The PS3 would have come out first because it was the Wii, the PS3, and the Xbox 360.
Right, we're all kind of one generation.
And the Wii U was kind of in...
It was like half a generation.
Well, yeah, it was the PS4 and the Xbox One had come out, and I think the Wii U was around that same time frame, and then they pulled the plug on it. But
yeah, the Wii U was let's start with not great. So let's start with the PS3. I definitely have a heck of a lot more to talk about with the PS3 than I do the Wii U.
For sure.
So I'll let you start because I think you said you don't have like a whole lot.
I don't know. I was more of an Xbox 360 person than I was a PS3 person. There was a couple games I wanted to play the Uncharted games, and I wanted to play The Last of Us was another one on the PS3 I wanted to do. And so I ended up getting my PS3 a little bit later into its life cycle. And I bought it because I wanted a Blu-ray player.
Oh, yeah.
And because up to that point, I had the 360. The 360 was using HD DVDs.
Yeah, and they didn't even play them naturally. You had to buy
the player
adapter
on the side.
Yeah.
It was not ideal, but it was still cheaper than buying an HD DVD player.
Oh, okay.
I think the drive itself was like $70 or something like that. Like it wasn't crazy. It was just you had to buy it extra, and that sucked.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so yeah, it kind of was my makeshift Blu-ray machine for a little while. And outside of that, honestly, like I had such a small handful of games on the PS3. It never really interested me because the load times on that system were so insane. Anytime I ever wanted to do something on the PS3, I had to sit and wait for 30 minutes while the system updated itself. Even now, I'll turn that thing on and it's like, we've got an update. It's like, you're not even making updates anymore. Why are you making me wait for 45 minutes before I can play a game? That was one of the biggest reasons why I stuck it out with a 360. The other thing was I was a college student at the time. I didn't have a whole lot of money for
the PS3 was expensive as hell when it
was expensive, and it meant that you had to buy their PS Online, the PSN or whatever it was called.
PSN was free.
Or PSN was free. Okay,
yeah.
So was there something that you had to pay for online game?
Not on the PS3.
That didn't have the PS4.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be getting it mixed up because I didn't really play a lot of the PS3. I remember playing the Rubber Ducky game where you had to tilt the controller.
Yeah, it was like the 6-axis. I think it was like a pack-in.
It was the demo for the 6-axis controller. And then Fat Princess. You and I played Fat Princess. We played the
shit out of Fat Princess,
and that was a lot of fun. And
there's a Fat Princess in Astro's Playroom, so it's it's like the pack-in tech demo-y game for the PS5. And yeah, there was like a Fat Princess part. There's
I heard it was kind of like a lot of references to
it was so good.
The Sony lifespan. And then Hot Shots 3, I think it is.
Oh,
or maybe Hot Shots 4. One of those, I can't remember which one it was, but I played that one quite a bit. And then honestly, after it was like my PS3 purchases was dead.
Yeah.
Uncharted and Last of Us was primarily what I wanted the system for, in addition to the Blu-ray player, right?
Did you
Everything else I was playing on Xbox.
Did you end up playing like all the Naughty Dog games, like the Uncharted? And
I did Uncharted 1 and 2. I did not play 3.
Ooh, 3's really good. I think I like 2 the best out of the original trilogy, but 3 was good.
What ended up happening was by the time Uncharted 3 came out, that was right near the end of the PS3's life cycle, wasn't it? So by the time that came out, I had basically moved away from console gaming almost entirely at that point. And that was my oldest was born around that time frame too, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time for gaming. And so so The Last of Us was the I guess I also picked up Heavy Rain. And Heavy Rain was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed. I was talking with Fates about that game. Yeah, I was talking with Fates about that. I really dig those games. He was playing Detroit
Become
Almost
Human.
Human.
Yes,
Detroit
yes.
Become
I
Human. That's
remember
what
you
it's
telling
called.
me about that.
He was playing that, and I was like, man, this game looks a lot like Heavy Rain. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's because it's made by the same team. I was
Yeah,
like, oh, that makes so much more sense now. And that game was a lot of fun. I enjoyed Heavy Rain as well. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that was kind of the extent of my PS3 journey. I didn't really play it a whole lot. Hold on a second. I'm completely forgetting about White Knight Chronicles because I buried
yeah,
that.
dude.
White Knight Chronicles was so much fun, and I was so mad when they turned the servers off
Yep, we
because they
played
made the game
shit
completely
out of that
useless.
game.
Yeah, and that was a fun game. That was a
Yeah,
lot of
dude.
fun.
Yeah.
That was the dawn. See, this is where I started moving away from console gaming because what was happening was I would play these games, I would buy them, and then I'd put them on my shelf, and then one day I'd be like, oh, you know what I haven't played in a long time? This game. And I would put it in and it wouldn't work because the damn game server's offline or whatever
yeah,
it is,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it just became a bit of a hassle, and I started moving more and more into PC gaming at that point. So.
Right. I think I talked about White Knight Chronicles. I think it was my like top 10 games that aged terribly,
Yeah.
or JRPGs that aged terribly. But dude, we had so much. We played the shit.
We
out of
played
that.
a ton.
Like it
of
was like
that
all
game.
weekend, every weekend we would play.
Yeah.
Because there was
Yeah.
so much to do online. You had like
It was
there was like a little town you built,
was
right?
huge.
And you could like
Yeah.
farm items, and yeah, it was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed that game. I wish that we could play that again. I wish
Yeah,
there was
same.
another game like it.
Same,
But,
same.
You know.
I completely forgot about Fat Princess actually, so I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
that up. That game was so much fun. And
That
it was like
one was
so
fun.
simple too.
Yeah.
Another one before I kind of get into like how I started with the PS5
Yep.
or PS3, because otherwise I think I'll forget about some of this stuff. But we played the shit out of Castlevania Harmony of Despair.
Despair. I was gonna bring that
Yes.
up too, but I didn't play that until way after. 'Cause
Oh yeah,
you and
same
Finney
with
were
us
playing
though.
it.
We
But no, you and Finney were playing it while the
right,
system was still
and
there.
Bubs too. Yeah, I do
Right.
remember.
And it
yeah.
wasn't until like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I played it, I streamed it. That was the first time I played it, right?
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
would have been 2021, I think, that I actually played the game, right?
Yeah,
So
that game is so good though. It's like
tons of fun.
it's like all your like favorite areas from like the
Mhm.
classic Castlevanias and like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and like all those games like
And it's online.
and it's online, it's co-op
With your buddies.
it's so good. And then I think we even got like all the DLC
We did
maps
get
too.
yeah.
Because there's the one, my favorite is still the one where you play through Castlevania
Play through
1
the entirety
entire
of Castlevania
game.
1.
and
Yeah.
it's like what is it, 4-player or even more than that?
It's 4-player.
co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so awesome.
We should fire that up again one of these
Yeah,
nights. That was a
dude.
lot of fun.
That was so much fun. But yeah, starting off, when I first got the PS3, I didn't get it like at the beginning either.
I thought you got it on launch.
No, I think it was a year after on Boxing Day. Because I was
Okay.
waiting for the price to come down. I wasn't gonna pay full price for it because it was super expensive.
That makes sense. It was very expensive.
But I don't think Uncharted was out or was about to come out when I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought it, and the reason I bought it was for Metal Gear Solid 4. So that's kind of why I bought it, like right around when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out and Uncharted 1 and stuff like that. So it was still within, I don't know if it was within the first year or if it was like early in the second year of launch. But anyways, I remember getting it on Boxing Day and having like no money left because I just bought fucking a PS3. And it definitely was like, it's funny because you said that it was the console where you had to wait around all the time.
Mhm.
But most of that got fixed by the time you got it because it was like 30 times worse
Oh
before.
man, I can't believe it was even worse
It
than that.
was. So I remember getting it, and like this is like when you get a new console and you hook it up and you just want to play it right away, right? So you hook the console up. It's got like a crap ton of updates to download. It's installing all the updates. And that was great, right? I was finally able to play it after like an hour of setup and bullshit like that. I didn't really have, like I said, I didn't have like a lot of money left. So there was a game, the first 2 games I got for the PS3 was a game called Pain. And it was
Oh, I remember Pain.
Did you play it?
Yeah, that's you launch the guy off
He's
the
like,
roof,
it's like a
right?
giant slingshot, and it's a
Yeah,
guy, and you
yeah.
launch him off of it, and you have to like cause as much damage to him and the environment as you can. And it was
Yeah, I
honestly
remember that.
pretty fun.
That
Like,
was a fun one.
yeah, it was pretty
It's
entertaining
one of
for
those ones
sure.
you could play for like half an hour and then come back to when you just want something to screw around with, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you try to like beat your old high score and stuff like that. And it was pretty fun. Like, was it something you would buy a PS3 to play? Heck no, right? But it
Right.
was the only game I really had at the time. So it was that, and then it was Tekken Dark Resurrection. I don't know if it was like Tekken
Really?
4 or
A
something like
Tekken
that.
game.
Yeah, Tekken 4 Dark Resurrection. And this was it was crazy because like most of my time playing video games and stuff, like I always kind of remember where I was in my life when I got that console and when I played it the most. So like the NES was obviously like early childhood, same with the Genesis. And then like the PS1 was like my teen years, kind of like
Sure, sure.
13 maybe to like I don't know, 15 or 16 or something. And then the PS2 was kind of there until after I graduated, because I remember, was Killzone PS2 or was Killzone PS3?
I want to say that's PS3.
I think the first one was PS2. I could be
It
completely
could
wrong.
be.
Because it was supposed to be like the Halo killer, right?
I'll
And
look it
Halo
up.
was Xbox, so that would have been PS2, I think. I wanna get this right because it was. That's when I was like, I lived in like the dorms.
Yeah, it was on
at college.
PS2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, like right after.
2004.
So yeah.
Killzone was released to the PS2 in 2004.
So yeah, that would have been when I was still in high school. I would have been like grade 11, grade 12 at that time.
Yeah.
And so the PS2 was kind of like my late high school years / graduated years, right? Because then I would have got the Wii shortly after that, and so on.
Right.
And then it was kind of like when the Wii came out and like the Virtual Console and all that, that I got really big into like retro gaming again, and that's when I went back and played like the Dragon Quest games that I didn't play, like Dragon Warrior 2 and 3, right? But anyways, the PS3 was when, so I moved to Regina because my wife wanted to go to college. She was like my girlfriend at the time. That was when they like first moved in together. And I was working full time and just the absolute dog shit of shifts. I would work 4 p.m. till midnight, I think was my shift.
You had midnight shifts.
Yeah, it was dog shit. And I was working that all the time, and then I'd either be working or sleeping or working on videos, because that's when we had like our Blurry Prawn website.
It was Blurry Prawn.
Which we did a whole podcast on. You guys should check out for sure. But anyways, so I was either working on videos, like reviews and stuff. We were doing podcasts. I was playing PS2, or I was working or sleeping, pretty much.
Yep.
And I just remember that's when I got the PS3, was when I was living in Regina. So like almost all my memories with the PS3 was when I was living in Regina. And Regina, I was like far away from everybody else, right?
Yeah,
like,
you were remote.
Yeah, like I was. I think it was like 4 hours. I think it was 2 hours to Saskatoon. I can't remember.
3, I think.
Yeah, you might be right. It might have been 3. And it was like 4 hours to get to my hometown, and like so like I was like terminally online when it came to like interacting with my friends at the time. I ended up making friends when I lived there, which again, all my PS3 memories with those friends from Regina are all on the PS3, right? Like
that's right. Yeah.
So the PS3 was actually like a pretty like special console for me, because it was like we were kind of living away from everyone. We had no contact really outside of like the internet, and the internet wasn't what it is now. It was.
That's right.
It was like you couldn't. I don't even know that I had a cell phone at that time. I don't think I did. Like I didn't. You couldn't like. I wasn't like texting and shit like that, right? So you would like go on like Skype and message someone and be like, "Hey, do you want to hang out on Skype?"
MSN Messenger was still a thing.
Yes, exactly. So I was very like secluded and stuff at this time, and yeah, I just remember playing a lot of Tekken, a lot of Pain, and then Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and like I was like, this is going to be incredible. And keep in mind, I did not have an HD TV at this time, right? So I'm playing PS3 games on my CRT. So I can't read shit, basically.
Right,
because
it's all fuzzy.
It's all in like HD, and the text is like this big on the screen because it's so compressed on the CRT screen. So I can't read anything, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to like buy a freaking TV in order to play Metal Gear Solid 4. But anyways, I got home with Metal Gear Solid 4, and I was so stoked because I'm like a pretty big Metal Gear fan.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid your thing.
And I got it home, and this is like notorious for anyone who's ever played Metal Gear Solid 4. You put the disc in, and it's like 3 to 4 hours of Snake smoking cigarettes.
Just smoking cigarettes.
Because back then, if you bought a PS3 game, you had to install the game before you could play it. And they were huge games. Like, it was unbelievable. And it was just, I just remember staying up so late thinking that I'd be able to wait out the install and play the game the night that I bought it. And there's no chance. I had to wait till like the next day after work to finally start playing Metal Gear Solid 4.
It was insane. It was, I get it. It was just how it was for the times, but the 360 didn't work that way, right? The games, some of those games were ports. There was no reason why it had to be installed to the system, except for the way that the system was set up, right? Like, because that's not how it worked on the 360. You put the game in, it would say there's an update for this. You'd install the update, and boom, you're playing. Like, installing it to the disc was an option. If you wanted to do that, it would allow you to boot it up faster, but you didn't have to do that by any means. And that didn't come until later on in the system's lifespan, right?
Yeah.
I remember every time I fired up that stupid PS3, it would be like 30 minutes of updates.
Yeah.
And
it still is. It still is.
Takes forever.
But yeah, we played and then once I finally got past the final boss, which is the install screen of Metal Gear Solid 4, that game blew my mind. It was so good. Still doesn't have a port. It is still locked to the PS3.
That's surprising.
It is.
I would have figured by now they would have done that, but I know there's some stuff that's going on with
Kojima versus
and Sony and all of that. And
but I think they will be doing it soon because they are doing the Metal Gear collection and stuff like that.
Like an anniversary collection or something?
Yeah, they're releasing like HD collections of Metal Gear Solid. I think they did 2 and 3 already or something like that.
Did they?
Yeah.
I've never played a Metal Gear.
I heard they like changed some shit. It wasn't as good. But
can't do that.
But at least it's playable. So I hope they get to 4 soon. I hope they get to Peace Walker really soon. That's like my personal favorite.
I don't know if they're changing the story. I hope they just
no, they're not changing the story. It's just like when they get like a third party company to do the remake and it's just not as good. Like there's some jank to it and stuff like that. It's stuff like that more so.
Okay.
But
they're not pulling a Final Fantasy VII on you.
No, they're not doing. It's not to that extent. It's kind of like
Solid Snake is a box now. He's not. He doesn't get in the box. He is a box,
dude,
wearing a person costume.
I remember. So this is a little off topic, but a little on topic. When I got Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, I think it was. It was like the special edition, I guess, of Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2. With a bunch of like extra content and stuff like that. And I bought it when I was in like your city, and it was when you and Jason still lived in the apartment building, and I wanted to play it, but I didn't want to start the story because I didn't have my memory card. And they had a Ape Escape kind of like side game in there called Metal Gear. And I just remember playing the shit out of Metal Gear at Jason's place in your city in the apartments there. It's like
Metal Gear.
Yeah, and we played the shit out of that. But anyways, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4, absolutely incredible. Needs a proper HD. Well, I mean, it's in HD, but needs a proper remaster for PS4 and 5 and stuff like that.
You're saying I shouldn't look at the remake? I've never played a Metal Gear game before. Really? Ever. Like none of them.
They're so good.
That's not fair to say I've never played them. I played the demo of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh, okay.
And it was okay, but I've never been a
fan of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Well, I'm not an espionage guy. I'm really bad at tactics, and I'm really bad at like sneaking around.
Right.
And so those games never appealed to me. Just never.
You don't have to in some of them. Like if you can kill your way through. Like you can definitely carnage your way through those
I always compared it to the Tom Clancy games, like to Splinter Cell.
Right.
And it's not nearly as bad as that. So then I'm like, well, maybe I could actually have
awful.
Yeah, not a great game. No,
I did not like those.
I played that quite a bit because it was one of those games where if you bought it, you would play through it because you're not getting another one for a while.
Right.
I remember playing and like beating my head against the wall playing Splinter Cell, and I was like at the final battle, I finally just quit forever. I was like,
Oh
I'm just not
man,
gonna play this anymore.
I
So
hated it.
mad.
Yeah. Well, I grew up playing Metal Gear, and then I tried Splinter Cell, and I think the thing is like with Metal Gear, especially one in two and from Metal Gear Solid 2 and on,
Mhm.
the controls and like the game is made around stealth, so it does a good job of like, it's not like when you're playing a game and all of a sudden there's a stealth section and you're just beating your
Right.
fucking head against the wall because the game isn't made for it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think you would be okay. Metal Gear Solid 1 you might struggle with. Like I'm still not the biggest fan of Metal Gear Solid 1. The story's great, but the gameplay has not aged all that well for Metal Gear Solid
Oh,
1, I
really?
feel like. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3, absolutely phenomenal. Peace Walker is probably my favorite in the series. It's so good, and it's got like a co-op mode, and they have an HD version of it on the PS3, so that one's really good. I bought a PSP actually to play
Oh,
Metal
no
Gear
way.
Solid Peace Walker because it was a PSP exclusive for a long
It's
time.
the games you buy consoles for are fascinating to me. I'm shocked that PS3 your game of choice for that was Tekken.
No, that's not
That's
why I bought it. That was
no,
like,
no, but like that was like your first, like, was that your first purchase game, or did you just buy the system and you were like, I'll buy a game later?
yeah, I bought the system and then I got home and Pain and Tekken were like dirt cheap on the PlayStation store.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I thought Tekken was like you bought the system and then out of the cabinet of
No, they were just
games,
like
that was the one you
downloaded
picked.
purchate games.
So I was
Because
like,
I think
man,
Tekken
Tekken,
4 is
that's a
actually like a
crazy pick.
PS2 game. I think it's just,
Oh, okay.
and it's just on the PS3.
Because like I played Tekken 1 way back in the
Yeah,
day.
same with Tekken 3.
I'm not a fighter fan
No,
by any
I
means.
am, but
And
not 3D. I'm not generally not a 3D fighter guy.
Tekken's an interesting fighter too. Like it's not the one that I would have picked, right?
I'm not a Tekken fan by any means, but I needed something. I don't know. I needed something.
So I got a question for you then. Why did you buy the PS3? Like, were you like, I'm gonna buy the PS3 because I want a PS3, or were you like, was it just because there was just such a crazy deal? Like, if you didn't buy a game with it, like why buy it then?
Yeah,
why not
I
wait
bought it
till there was something else that you wanted?
Well, because Metal Gear Solid 4 was right around the corner. So was Uncharted, and that was by far the cheapest it had ever been.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was like on a Boxing Day.
So it was like on sale.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Boxing Day. Yeah. And,
Okay.
And so like I bought it and yeah, I was gonna buy it no matter what, and I was like, well,
Right.
I should play something on it, right? So
Yeah, because
got just
like
some downloaded games.
when we were talking about the Xbox 360, I bought the 360 to play Gears of War.
Right.
So it was like I not only I want the console, but I want this game
At
too,
the same
right?
time, yeah.
Yeah. So that's I was like, wow, Tekken, wow, must have been a really good game.
No, it wasn't even that good. But yeah, and then so I played Uncharted shortly after that. And then that was when that was kind of around the time Street Fighter 4 and the Mortal Kombat, I think it was 9 came out.
Okay.
And Soul Calibur 4, I think it was with who was in Soul Calibur 4?
Hachi was in the PlayStation one.
Yeah, but no, I'm thinking the Star Wars guys. It was when
Darth Vader?
Darth Vader. Yes. So that was kind of like when I was like back in my peak of like the fighting game stuff.
You were all in on fighters.
Yes.
Yep.
And what else?
And you were
came
really
out?
good at
That was like King of
Fatal
Fighter.
Fury, was it?
Yeah,
King of-
Fatal
King of-
Fury.
Fatal
King
Fury
of
and King of
Fighter.
Fighters.
Yes. So Fatal Fury, I had all the archive collections on my PS2, but my PS3 was backwards compatible, right? So I'd like play those, and then there was like King of Fighters. I had one of those on the PS3, and we would have, so my buddy Sean, who's Reltic, if you watch our Twitch streams and stuff like that, he goes by Reltic, and him, and there was a number of people that, like my friends that I made just through work and stuff when I lived in Regina, they would all come over and we would do fighting game tournaments, and we would do like I don't know if you guys remember like Screw Attack back in the day. They would do like their Iron Man of gaming, and we would do like we called it like an Iron Man fighting game kind of tournament, and we would do like Soul Calibur, the latest Mortal Kombat, which I think was 9 at the time, which was like the best Mortal Kombat game, by the way. It was so freaking good. And I'm not like a Mortal Kombat guy, and it was so damn good. And then Street Fighter 4, and then there was a King of Fighter. I can't remember which King of Fighter. It might have been like 12. And then there was a Tekken game. I think it was just like that Tekken Dark Resurrection. And we would play all of those, and every time you would win, we would do like Mario Kart style ranking. So whoever got like first, second, third, fourth would get a certain amount of points for that game, and then we would do another tournament with the next game, right? So we would just keep. It was like a whole weekend thing, and we did this like a few times. And the winner would, I don't know, you wouldn't really win anything, but you would just you were the winner. You would win
pride.
Yeah, and it was so awesome because I would do so good at like the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and King of Fighters, but then like Sean was like really good. I think it was Sean was really good at Tekken and and Soul Calibur and stuff like that. So everybody had. Like, if you weren't good at 2D fighters, there was a lot of 3D fighters in there and stuff like that. So everyone kind of
had what they were strong at.
Yeah, so you would, if you knew you couldn't win this game, you still would do as good as you could, because then you knew that, like, you would make up those points in a later game, right? Like, and we would do, like, tournaments, like, all the time. It was so much fun.
So cool.
And I think that's why, like, I got into fighters, so much back in that time period. Because that's kind of like what my friends in that, because nobody really played, like, that was also kind of the generation where like the JRPG kind of just fell off the map.
It did. It disappeared for a good long while.
And like nobody there really like played JRPGs all that much. Like none of my friends in Regina did. So I had to find something to still like play with like my new friends and stuff. And they were all kind of into fighting games at that time.
Cool. That is so cool. Yeah, I've never gotten along with fighters because I can't memorize move lists.
Yeah.
I have a real problem memorizing move lists. And
Tekken's like the worst for that, because you literally can't do anything unless you do the pre-programmed combos in Tekken.
If you don't know the move lists,
you're fucked.
Done.
And Mortal Kombat gets that way too. I find like 3D fighters are so bad for that. Whereas a 2D fighter, you can kind of like fumble your way through and find like make your own combos kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that is definitely one of the strong suits. And with PS3 too, they had with the wireless controllers, they allowed you to have multiple people at one time. Didn't they?
That was the first PlayStation console, I think, where you could have
without
I think you could have up to 7, but we only ever used 4.
Without a multi-tap, you could have multiple people playing the games, right?
Yeah.
That was really cool to see with Sony doing that, right?
Yeah. And then like you said, like the online wasn't the greatest. It was definitely better than like what the Wii had, but the online it was like making like parties, and like apparently on like the 360 you could like make a party and then jump in and just stay in that voice channel.
That is how it worked. Yeah.
But I just remember I remember we would use like Skype, right? And I had Skype on my PSP, and I remember you guys always bugging me because you're like, you sound like you're in a fucking chip bag or something. Because I used my PSP.
Not good.
I would use my I didn't have like a cell phone. I would use my PSP as my cell phone basically, because I would like pay for Skype so I could like phone people with my PSP.
Yeah, it was the dawn of voice over IP phone calling, right?
Yeah.
That is definitely something that was a major drawback for me. Anytime that we wanted to play, and to be perfectly frank with you, the PS4 carried this on too at its launch, and then finally fixed it. Which was the dumbest thing, right? Like, it was such a pain in the ass. In order to play a game with somebody, you had to know what their name was, you had to have them on your friends list, and then once you did that,
you had to send an invite in game.
You had to send an invite.
They had to check their messages
to go into the mail to open that up,
and then that would open the game and pull you into the lobby.
I tell you, man, it was so complicated.
That was all I knew though, because like I didn't,
well, exactly, right.
I didn't get it like a 360 till like
the beauty with the 360 was like you would start a party, which there was a button that said start a party. As soon as your friend came online, you would hit the button for friends list. You would push X, I think it is, to invite to party. And as soon as you're connected, if you jumped into Call of Duty or whatever, it just brought the whole party in. Everyone comes together. If I leave, we all leave. Like it was really, really well done. And now since then, all these systems have the same thing.
Yeah, pretty
Nintendo
much.
doesn't, but Nintendo, I don't know if they really count
They don't really
with
know
their
how to do
online.
online all that
They
well.
they still don't know how to do online. Maybe the Switch 2 will fix it. I have no idea.
Hopefully, you would have
But
to. You would think. You
I,
would
I
think.
don't I don't know. I mean, they've never really prioritized online, but then I've also never prioritized giving them money for their online
Yeah, that's true.
services.
The fact that Nintendo charges for their online is kind of
Dude, it's a
atrocious,
slap in the
but
it's a slap in the face.
you're
Like
pretty much
I'm
actually just playing for the like NES and Super
that's what
NES
you're paying
games.
for the
That's what you're really playing.
virtual consoles.
Yeah,
The PS3 shipped with an HDMI port on the back of it,
right.
right? Something that the Xbox 360 didn't have. The Xbox
Right.
360 had component cables, component and composite cables, and so that was definitely a shift forward with it being native Bluetooth or Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
That was also a definite bonus that it had. Um, but like you said, the system was significantly more expensive than
Yeah.
the Xbox 360 at the time too. So that was kind of the either side. But the 360 had the red ring of death. The PS3 had the yellow light of death, but not nearly as often as the red ring came up.
Ooh, I got yellow lighted. So
Did you?
yes. So I had my PS3 for quite a long time. Like I was living in this house, I think, when it looked yellow lighted. And I've been in this house for about, I think, like 12 years or something now, maybe longer than that. But anyways, it was Uncharted 3 came out, and I was like, fuck yeah, I want to play Uncharted 3.
This is it.
And I bought the game, and I think it was also one of those situations where I like booked work off. Like it was like one of those.
Yeah.
And I was playing it, and all of a sudden my game just started like juddering and like
Oh no.
like freezing and stuff. I was like, what is happening? And I remember I recorded it and I uploaded the video to YouTube, and I was like, is anybody else having this problem with Uncharted 3? Like I thought it was just the game. And then I kept like I would turn the console off, turn it back on, and it kept freezing at the same spot. And then all of a sudden it locked up, screen went black, yellow light came on.
No.
And I was like, no way. And I had to like, I was like, I'm already like maybe like halfway into the game, and I wanted to finish it and see what happened, right? So that was like, I went to the store and I just brought my credit card, and I was like, I'm buying a fucking PS3, I guess.
We're doing another one.
And that's why I have like the PlayStation Move add-ons, because the bundle I got, the cheapest bundle that was there, had like the Move ones and the
okay.
like the webcam-y thing and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which was good, because that was after I beat Uncharted 3, I started downloading like so many light gun games, because it had like all the light gun games in high definition.
It did have a really good. The PlayStation Move really leaned into the light gun games quite a bit.
Yeah, like
which was kind of cool.
Yeah, because even like the Wii, there was some on the Wii, but then the Wii wasn't really high def. So then I would like, even the ones I had on the Wii, I would like rebuy on the PS3. But I had like all the House of the Dead games on the PS3, like 1 through 4, and then Overkill. There was those Resident Evil ones, like Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, and like there were so many good like light gun games that ended up on the PS3. So in the end, I'm glad that I got the PlayStation Move bundle, but it was just like in a time of crisis that I had to like just throw it on my credit card. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this.
No kidding. PS3 had a very weak launch kit. I don't know if you know this or not. But their launch titles were not great.
I think the only one that anyone played was Warhawk, and I don't even know if that was a launch title.
It wasn't a launch title according to this list. This list had 9 games released for launch, and they are as follows: EA Sports Madden NFL 07, EA Sports Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07, NBA 07.
Why?
NBA 2K7, NHL 2K7.
Oh my god, it was just all sports games.
So 5 sports games. Resistance Fall of Man.
Oh, that game was fucking good. I have that one.
You had. I know you had that one. Tony Hawk's Project 8. Untold Legends Dark Kingdom.
Never heard
and Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance 1 wasn't even that good.
It wasn't that great, but it was a lot better than most of the games on this list.
doubt. Who's
Man,
gonna
that
buy the
is a weak
console for any of
launch.
those
That's
games?
a weak launch
Yeah,
list.
I imagine it did terrible at launch because those are awful.
Yeah, not great.
Resistance was really good though. Resistance 2 was way better. I remember beta testing Resistance 2, and it just controlled so much better than the first
Yeah,
one.
Resistance was I remember playing that one with you. You had come up to where I live,
Yeah, we did I
and
think a
you brought your
review of
system. I
that.
remember playing
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that one was good.
Resistance 1 was good, but Resistance 2 was so much better, and then Resistance
Hmm.
3 was good, but I think 2 was still the best. I would
Yeah.
love to see those get remastered or something on the PS5 or PS4. That would
Sure.
be awesome
Yeah.
because those games
Yeah.
were so good, and I feel like they're like forgotten games. And
Yeah.
I think they were made by like the Ratchet and Clank guys. I think
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Oh, Ratchet and Clank was
Ratchet and Clank
yes.
was also on the system.
Yeah, so I wasn't like a big Ratchet and Clank guy. Your younger brother Bubs was like a big Ratchet and Clank guy on like the PS2. But then on the PS3, I got Ratchet and Clank Future Connected or something. I don't even know what the hell it's called. Future Tools of Destruction. That's what it was.
So future, they are Xenoblade members.
Yeah, Future Tools of Destruction. And
Okay.
it was really good. It was like one of the best PS3 games I think I ever played. It was so good.
Yeah.
And then
Those games were a lot of fun.
They were.
But the 3D platformers, and they're a little rough for me.
I'm not a big 3D
Those ones weren't
platformer
bad,
guy,
though.
but
Those
those
ones
ones
weren't
were
bad.
so good. And it was like, so the PS2 ones were pretty fun. I went back and played them, but the PS3 ones, it was the first time that like a 3D platformer looked like a Pixar movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was just like, it was incredible. And then I played, it was like an in-between-quel, a downloadable only sequel to Tools of Destruction, and it was called Quest for Booty, and God did it suck. It was so terrible. And
that one was no good.
yeah, I ended up beating it because I was like, I have to continue the story, blah, 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 and it was just so awful. And then they did make an actual sequel, I think it was called A Crack in Time, and it was like even better than Tools of Destruction. It was so fucking good.
Wow.
Yeah.
How Haze was also on PS3.
Oh my God, Haze. So Haze was one of those games that spent all their money on marketing, and the game was just, I don't even know. It was the most mid game I ever played.
They wanted to make it. They were trying so hard to knock Halo off. Because Xbox 360 had Halo 2, right?
Oh, okay.
That was like it's like they were like, we got Halo 2 and it's an online game, and if you like first person shooters, this is the one to get. And then the PS3 was like, we need something to take out Halo 2.
Yeah.
And so they started throwing all these FPSs at it.
Yeah.
Haze was one of them.
There was a good
not
Killzone
fun
game on PS3 as well. I don't remember which one, but I want to say Killzone 2 was really, really good.
Right.
But Haze. So Haze was that game that if you went to any gaming site like IGN or Game Trailers or anything like that, half the screen was Haze ads. Like, it was just like everywhere. And like, I wanted Haze.
Everyone wanted you to get it.
Yes, I wanted to play Haze so freaking bad. And Finney, I remember it was like a couple years later, I was over at Finney's place. I was like, "You've got Haze? We've got to play it." Finney's like, "This game isn't very good." And I was like, "No way, dude. It's Haze. It's got to be good." Cuz like the whole thing was like there's like this drug called like nectar that that makes you like a super soldier for a while or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we played it, and it was just like the most generic, bland first-person shooter we've ever played.
It was poor.
And I remember we would I'd go to Finney's, and this was like after we had already been disappointed by Haze. But every time I'd go over to Finney's and we'd like start drinking and stuff, we'd be like, we should play Haze. And then we'd play it. We'd play it for like half an hour and be like, why are we playing this? It's not good.
That's so funny.
But it's like they did such a good job with the marketing that even after playing it and knowing the game was kind of shit, you would still want to play it. Another incredible PS3 game that was locked on the PS3 and you can't play anymore because the servers are down was Mag. Did you ever play that?
Oh yeah. You and I played that one together.
That was so good. That's the only.
I think we had a beta test for that one.
I think we did, but then I ended up getting the full game, and that is the only first-person shooter game I ever played that actually feels like you're playing in like a war, because you play like Call of Duty and it's like I'm here, the guy I'm shooting is like on the maybe the other side of this room, and you're shooting at each other, running around circles around each other trying to shoot each other. Mag was very like, if you were going to push forward, I had to lay down cover fire so that their guys had to like take cover so that you could advance, and then you would lay down cover fire. Like, it was so good. That was like one of my favorite games of all time. Like, not favorite games of all time. That was my one of my
for
favorite
that type. For that type.
That was my favorite. One of my favorite first person shooters of all time.
Some of the Battlefield games have that same feel.
Okay.
Right? But they've shrunk quite a bit since their kind of inception, right? Like, the thing with Mag was it's 256 players on either side.
Yeah, it was incredible,
huge,
dude.
right?
And you'd get broken down into like squads, and you'd have like squad leaders, captains, and like lieutenants and stuff. And then you could actually like plan out like, okay, we're gonna go to this part of the map. This squad's gonna go do this. Like, it was, oh my god.
See, it's the worst part is that like you can't play those games anymore.
You
right?
can't
like,
at all.
It's just they're dead, right?
They should bring it back, but I don't know that the company even exists that made it anymore.
It would be next to impossible, right? Your best bet for a game like that would be that they like have they partner up with Fortnite or something like that, right? Like they like have a mag themed Battlefield mod or something like that.
Or
you know what I mean?
Private
like, that
servers, because that's like a big thing now too, right?
Yeah,
like,
if you could, but
that'd be the way to go. But I don't even know. And you had the other thing was you had. There were, I think, 3 clans, I want to say.
Oh,
and so
okay.
if you, mine was like Raven Clan or Ravenclaw or Ravencroft or something. And if you pick it like when you create your character and you're locked to that clan, and as you like take control of areas and stuff, your clan gets like perks. Like, so even if like I'm not playing that map, if I'm playing the game right now and my clan owns that like area, I get like bonus like ammo or bonus med kits and stuff like that. So it's constantly evolving. Like whatever you like took over and stuff like that would give perks and bonuses to your party and stuff.
That's really cool.
And that was also one of the first first person shooter games I played where you could play as a medic full time and get the same amount of like experience as anybody else.
Right.
And I would also like cheese that though. I would like hide around the corner, let my teammates die, heal them in like enemy fire. They would revive, die again. Because like every hit point you healed was EXP. So I would just like, sometimes if I wanted to just like level up and unlock like different gear, I would just like screw over my teammates and stuff like that.
Little Big Planet was also PS3.
Those were games.
They were weird games.
Yeah, I remember liking them when they first came out and being like, "This is kind of cool," but they kind of controlled like shit, and they just I don't know, they were stiff and clunky.
They were like creative. Like you need to have like a vision of what I don't know if you ever played the game Scribblenauts before or not.
Yeah, I think they were kind of like
on the DS. Yeah. They were kind of a little bit like that, if I'm not mistaken. You had to like come up with an idea and you would build it, and then Sackboy would run through the level. And
but it had its own
thing,
single player mode too, like where you would just play through the game, and it just I don't know, it wasn't that good. I think at the time it was just so hyped, so I did buy it. I have it, but it just I don't know, it wasn't very good.
On this list has Persona 5 listed as a PS3 game.
Persona 5 was on PS3?
Originally began life as a PS3 game.
That's crazy.
While it's gotten most of its love in 2017 on the PS4, the PS3 version is a valid way to play one of the best JRPGs in years. So, I mean, there was a couple JRPGs out there.
Yeah,
but they were so few and far between, right?
And the nice thing about the PS3, though, was that's when you could start buying... If you missed out on a PS1 game, they had them on the PS Store for like dirt cheap, right? So that's when I finally got to play Mega Man Legends 2, because that's like one of the rarest games of all time. And I loved Mega Man Legends, and I had to wait like 20 years to play its sequel because I could finally get it on the PS3. Same with like Suikoden 1 and 2. Those games are like $200 if you go to buy them. Now. But they you could buy them for like $10 on the PS3,
which is just so cool.
And the nice thing is they had a feature where like if you loaded your save from the first game in the second, there was like bonus stuff, and the PS3 allowed you to still do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Dark Souls was also PS3. So
I had Demon Souls. I didn't have Dark Souls, but I had it was Demon Souls was like before that even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't those. I've never been into that style of game,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's kind of cool. And then I was gonna say Mass Effect 2. I remember being
Oh my
so frustrated
god.
when you were playing Mass Effect 2 because I love Mass Effect 2 is hands down up until Xenoblade Chronicles came out. I would have told you Mass Effect 2 is my favorite game of all time
Right.
because it is just so well done. It is a very they took what was good about Mass Effect 1, they trimmed the fat and cleaned the game up, increased the story, fixed all the problems, and made a better polished version of the game in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
And left the game on a cliffhanger for Mass Effect 3. Like it was just a very good game.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I was telling you about it, and I was like, oh, this Mass Effect is so good. This game's so great.
And
And
then
then
it
they finally
finally
released it
came.
on PS3.
Yeah.
It was a year or 2 years
Yeah, I
before it
think it
broke
was more than that
Xbox
even.
exclusivity. And you were like, okay, fine, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And my God, I talked about the load times, but that game was exceptionally bad for
Dude.
that.
So here's the problem. And I actually ended up quitting Mass Effect 2. I enjoyed the game, but I ended up quitting it because you anytime you would
Open the door.
load anything, it was like a black loading screen for like several minutes. Like I don't want to exaggerate and say 10 minutes, but it might have been
No, it was
three.
bad.
It
It
might
was
have been 3
egregiously
minutes.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was
so
awful.
for those of you, if you haven't played it, when you're on the main ship, which is like the Normandy, which is like your kind of main hub, anytime you go to like talk to characters in your like party, you can like go down the elevator, and anytime you went down the elevator, it was like a 3 to 5 minute wait. It was unbelievably
insane.
bad, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't do it. It was such a waste of time.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
It was ridiculous.
It made me really sad. So I'm glad that you might be able to have a chance of playing it.
I think I have the
Legendary Edition.
yeah, I think I grabbed
Yep.
it on something. I think it was like
Yep.
free on PlayStation Plus or
It,
something.
they've given it away a couple times, and I promise you, it is 100% worth the playthrough.
Uh,
Both Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 came out during this time
Never
frame.
played either of them. Still, to this day.
Fantastic games. Four, not as good as 5. 5 was phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
5 is just such a good game. It is very good. People think Grand Theft Auto and they think old school Grand Theft Auto, where it's like open world, run around, blow stuff up, whatever. 5 had a story, and it was a locked in story. I'm sure you would like it if you gave it a shot. It was a lot of fun. But to think back, 2013, this game came out, and it's still like 11 years later.
Yeah,
it's
like their primary game, right? Still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's insane.
Payday 2. That's when we played Payday 2.
Payday
was on
2,
the
yep.
PS3
Payday
as well.
2.
That was a great game.
I'm just kind of looking through this list here of other games. God of War 3 came out this time. Ooh, Rock Band and the Guitar
Right,
Hero
that's when that was all
games.
started. Yeah.
That was all in that area. Okay, so here's one that I wanted to talk to you about. I have this game as well. It's a HD collection of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. And I was told all along, DG, you have to play Shadow of Colossus. It's the best game ever.
Yeah.
You just can't beat this game. It's amazing. It's still sitting in its shrink wrap. Like I've literally never opened the game.
It sucks, dude.
No, I just I don't know. It never appealed to me, right? Like people were telling me that it's an absolutely phenomenal, amazing game, and to them probably is. It's never been my cup of tea.
No. So those were PS2 games, first of all, but
those were PS2. It was a collection. It was an HD remake. HD collection.
Dude, Shadow of the Colossus. It was like fun for like the first maybe 2 Colossuses.
Sure.
But then it was like you just do the same thing over and over again, like 7 times.
Ride your horse and take down a Titan.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
it was
right?
so fucking boring, dude. And then here's the thing. So, speaking of the fucking PS3, Castlevania Lords of Shadow came out.
Okay, yep.
That was like the first like 3D narrative driven, like fully awesome fucking. It was kind of like based around what like God of War is now, like the newer God of War games. And And it was a reboot though, like it's its own universe. It has nothing to do with the other games and stuff like that. And the story was phenomenal. The gameplay, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that kind like hack and slashy gameplay. If you like that, you'll probably love it. But
Okay.
that game added Titan fights like Shadow of the Colossus, but like 10 times better. And it was like,
No kidding.
and I was like, there's no point in ever playing Shadow of the Colossus because you might as well just play Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
There it is.
And the story in that game, man, the twists, and oh my god, that game, the storytelling was really good, but it's definitely feels its age now for sure. But I have like the collector's edition. I'm looking at it right now. Same with like all the Uncharted games. I have like all the collector's editions. Like the one comes with like this dagger thing.
That was that time.
Yeah.
The Xbox 360 and the PS3 was the time of collector's editions, right? Like
yeah.
where companies were trying to one up each other by putting the goofiest things into packages and seeing what people would buy, right?
Yeah, like you can get like Nathan Drake's ring. I have
right.
There's like the dagger thing. I've got like a statue of Nathan Drake from Uncharted. I think it was 2, where he's got like that AK-47 when he's walking through the desert and stuff like that.
Right.
Like that's when I started.
There's some cool stuff.
Yeah, there's some cool shit. Same with Metal Gear Solid 4. I got the collector's edition of that as well. That was also the era when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out and World at War. And those are still like the only Call of Duty games that I like ever really go back to and play through the story and stuff. World at War is still like my favorite like World War II game, I think, of all time. That game was fun. So
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, and as you go out from that, just speaking about Call of Duty specifically, the story became less and less important to multiplayer.
And it was just only multiplayer. Yeah, it was shit.
And then it just started shifting. And I mean, at one point, I don't remember which game it was, but the game was only like, the single player game was only like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours long. And it's like, really? Like that's the best you could come up with. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it's a sign of the times. That's kind of where it went.
I remember playing, so Call of Duty 4 was like huge, right? It like,
I played a ton of Modern Warfare.
Yeah. And I'm not a first person shooter guy, and I still played the shit out of that. I played a lot of online on both that and World at War. And I was that guy, because I'm not good at first-person shooters, right? So my idea of fun in a first-person shooter game multiplayer is a lot different than someone who's actually good is, right? So people get so fucking mad, because my loadout was a rifle. I think it was like the G3. Because I always like rifles. Same with like if I'm playing World at War, I'm using like I think it's one of the German rifles. Like I just like rifles all the time because I feel like I can aim a little bit better with a rifle. I don't know.
Sure. Accuracy's there for you.
Yeah. So, anyways, I always spawn with that, but I quickly hit. I think the swap button's like triangle. And in those games, you would kind of all spawn in the same spot at that time. So I would immediately, when a match starts, every single time, I hit triangle, switch to the RPG, aim it at the floor, fire it, kill the whole party, the whole team, every time. And I would always leave like voice chat on, and people would just be fucking yelling at me, dude.
So mad.
But I remember I ended up getting so good with that RPG that I would get like, I can't remember how the points were like calculated, but I ended up having like 60 some points.
Wow.
And my team was getting so mad at me because I was team killing as well as enemy killing though. And I was like, dude, my team was just yelling, and I was like, holy shit, like this is the most points I've ever had in like a match in my life. I was so amped. And I was just like sniping people with like fucking rocket launchers and stuff the whole time.
Ridiculous. Yeah. I love it. Yep. Yeah, I mean, good system. Don't get me wrong. The PS3 was good for what it was.
It took a long time to get going, though. To get rolling.
I always saw a lot of downsides to it. I mean, I do have it. Like I said, it's right there.
Oh yeah,
on the floor. Dude,
mine.
Harmony of Dissonance, but
I have the
Harmony of Despair,
the slim, and then I have the super fucking slim. Because my big one died, right? That yellow lighted. And then I bought a slim, and then I don't know why I got the super slim. I think the hard drive was just bigger because I was like, most of my PS3 games are just like downloaded games, like a lot of PS1 games and shit. And so my the regular Slim is in the bedroom. That's like our Blu-ray player, Netflix machine, basically in the bedroom.
Okay, yep.
Another game I got that was super early. It was called Crash Commandos, and it's
Never
super
heard of it.
fun. It's a 2D online multiplayer shooter, and it's like, so one joystick moves your character and the other joystick aims like on like a line, like up and down and stuff, like I guess this way.
Oh, okay.
And you've got
Okay.
like jetpacks and stuff, and it was actually super fun. It was like dirt cheap. And then Choplifter HD was another one that I got like pretty early
Choplifter
on.
HD.
Yeah, it's
Love
super
it.
fun. But yeah, the PS3, I don't know. I love the PS3, but I also recognize that the PS3, like, especially when you compare it to other PlayStation consoles, was kind of the turd in the group.
Absolutely the low point, I think, for the PlayStation systems. I once upon a time had a meme image that was George Foreman grilling on his PS3.
I remember those memes.
It looked like a George Foreman
because it was
grill.
like it would get so hot. And now people have them with like the PS5 and PS4.
Yeah,
because the PS4 gets real hot. I remember playing Doom 2016 on my PS4, and it sounded like a jet was taking off.
Oh
man.
yeah,
It's like crazy.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. The PS3 definitely started off rocky. Never really did have great JRPGs. Like White Knight Chronicles was good.
Yeah, I don't know if the PS3 ever had like that one game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where it was just on the PS3, like Heavy Rain, Last of Us, and the Uncharted games.
Trilogy.
Those would be the ones that I would be like, yeah, those are your system sellers.
Yeah,
but
Metal Gear
honestly,
Solid 4 for me, for
yeah,
sure.
and like, but you reach a point where both, because I mean, at that point too, it was system exclusivity, right?
Yeah.
And Microsoft was just throwing money around, buying all these companies,
and sometimes
up
sitting on them, like in Rare's case,
and literally
right?
do nothing. Oh yeah, awful. But I mean, you know, just a small handful of games where it's like these are the pure awesome PS3 titles. There's just so few.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a whole lot of good games on it, but I mean, those same games were available on
other consoles.
all these
systems.
So.
Speaking of consoles that didn't have a lot of great games on them,
oh man,
the Wii U. Growing up with the Wii U.
Why don't you start with the Wii U?
Yeah, I'll start the Wii U. Mine's like my history.
You never owned one.
No, I never did. So I remember your brother Bubs. He lived in he lived in this city that I'm in now.
Yep.
And I think he just rented like a basement suite or something, and he got the Wii U, and he was like super stoked about it, and he was like, "Come over, we'll play Wii U. I've got Mario. I don't even know what it was. It was like new Super Mario.
There was a new
something.
Super Mario Bros. Yep.
I think it was just called New Super Mario Brothers Wii U or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
And I went over there, and like I'm not a big Mario guy. We played it for like a couple hours, and I was like, I don't know, man. This is just like not doing it for me, man.
Yep.
And I think that was like the only game I had played at that time. And then the only other game I played on the Wii U was Xenoblade Chronicles X. And I bought Xenoblade Chronicles X because I finally found it, and this was like years later, like after I played Xenoblade Chronicles and then Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I bought it, and then I asked your brother, I was like, hey, can I borrow your Wii U to play this game? And he was like, oh, absolutely, because he like never played it.
No,
right?
it doesn't use it anymore. Yeah.
And I don't know. I played Xenoblade Chronicles X and kind of loved. I kind of like hated it. I liked some of the things they did with it, but overall, the game just frustrated the shit out of me. It's finally getting an HD remaster or a remaster on the Switch.
Remaster.
So I mean, hopefully
maybe
they
a remake.
fix all
it's
the
a definitive
bullshit.
edition, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want that to be.
So hopefully they fix all the bullshit. But honestly, not a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah.
So that was like all my experience with the Wii U was just those two games, really.
Just a little blip on the radar.
Yeah.
I picked up the Wii U because both of my brothers owned the system, and I had come down for, I think it was for Christmas or something, and they were like, you got to get the system, it's so much fun, look at this, it comes with this tablet and blah 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 blah. And I mean, we were playing it. It did look fun, like there was a lot of fun to do on it, but I bought it And I got to tell you, man, that is hands down the worst console I've ever bought in my entire life. That system had me so PO'd at Nintendo that when they announced the Switch, I was like, I'm not buying it. I don't
Yeah.
care what it is. I don't care what games come out with it. I don't care anything. That company has 100% lost me for life. And it took me a long time to come around on that because I felt so ripped off by the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's not that it was a bad system. It's that
It had
I think
zero
the Wii
games,
U,
really.
well, there was so few. There was a few outstanding ones, which we can get into a bit. But the reason why I was so mad is because it felt like the system was what they wanted the Wii to be,
Right.
but it was the prototype for the Switch. Like it wasn't. It was like they released this prototype system because it
And
just
you had to
was
pay for it to
janky.
test it, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, like there was no like you could use a normal controller. They had a pro controller. You could use that, but you had to start the game from the
The
tablet.
giant, yeah, tablet
And
thing.
so the problem with this concept is if that tablet ever got wrecked, your system's useless. Because you
Really? I didn't
cannot
know
use
that.
that system without the tablet. It needs you to select the stuff on the tablet in order to navigate
Oh
the
my
system and stuff.
God.
It is not good. There was just a lot of really bad, dumb decisions that they made with it. But launch titles for the Wii U. Are you ready for this list?
Yeah.
So significantly more than the PS3s. I'll give them that. They had 23 launch titles at the time.
Oh, that is quite a bit, actually.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2. By the way, all of the Wii U titles were special Wii U versions because they weren't as powerful as the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Oh,
They
really?
were always dumbed down versions.
Like,
and they always
That's
had it
surprising,
in the-
actually, because Xenoblade Chronicles X looked really good. Like, it was
For
very
sure.
graphically impressive.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not that they were bad, but compared to the other systems, so that you got to remember the Wii U came out at the same time, roughly, that the Xbox One and the PS4 did.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so
Yeah.
when you look at it in a box, yeah, it looks great. But when you look at it compared to those other systems, it's like, well, yeah.
Right.
And it's no different than it is today. The Switch is nowhere near the
Yeah.
PlayStation 4/5 as we're going into it, and the Xbox One XSS XX 552.
The Xbox
three,
One
whatever it is.
sex.
I just and so anyway, so Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Skylanders Giants, Transformers
Remember those
Prime.
shitty Skylanders games that just
Yep.
buy a billion toys?
Dude, there were so many of those.
There was like that
systems, so many
Disney
of
one and
those.
shit too, right?
Yeah, Starlink was the one that Wii U had, which was the Star Fox, and it had a bunch of other ones they tried and it just failed miserably.
Oh my
But
God.
it's good to sell you stuff. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's about selling you collectibles.
And
Transformers
now you go,
Prime.
Sorry, now you go into like any used game store and there's just like
just like
fucking
piles of them.
Yeah, dude.
Except
Oh my
for the
God.
amiibos. Amiibos still seem to have held on to their value somehow, but the Skylanders and all of those things, man,
Yeah.
they're like worthless.
Yeah.
Wipeout 3, Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. Stop me if you hit a game that you would actually play again.
Okay, yeah.
FIFA Soccer 13, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, New Super Mario Bros. U. That would have been the one he showed you because
Yeah.
it's the same one he showed me.
Not good.
Ninja Gaiden, Razor's Edge, Nintendo Land, which wasn't available in North America.
Tenderland.
That one wasn't available in
remember
North
that.
America right away. I think that was a Europe one, and then they brought it over later. Sing Party. Oh no, I'm thinking the Wii. Nintendo Land was in here. It was their version of Wii Sports, but it wasn't.
Oh, it's like
or at
shit.
least- yeah. Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed. That one I bought when I bought my system.
Okay.
That one
I
was
had that
actually
on
a lot of fun.
PS3. Yeah.
It was fun. It was not great.
Yeah.
Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper,
I had that. on PS.
Darksiders 2,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 3, ESPN Sports Connection, Just Dance 4, Rabbids Land,
Oh, all those shitty Rabbids games.
Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2013, Scribblenauts Unlimited, Game Party Champions, Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. This is what I was talking about. Like, they were
like
always
a
dumbed down
shitified
versions.
version.
Yeah, it was just, it's the Wii U version. They called
Yeah.
it Armor Edition, right? Like, and Zombie U.
I heard Zombie U was like super popular when it first came out.
Okay, but it was one of those ones. It was the red steel of this system.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was gimmicky. You had to use the tablet to like look around a room, and you were like, it was a thing. It was okay. It was not great. So anyway, those were the launch titles.
Man, I feel like the Scribblenauts on the Wii U would have had a lot of potential if it would have been like your thing.
It would have been okay. Yeah, but you have to have that creative mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Into those kinds of games for sure.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many games. Like I'm looking at a list of like the 25 best, and it's all just like not great. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
Not a big Monster Hunter guy.
New Super Mario Bros. U. That game was fun. So it was basically like, it was a 2D 3D thing.
It was like Super Mario World kind of.
It was Super Mario, right? But it wasn't. The reason why I liked it, it wasn't a 3D platformer. Like, you ran from the beginning to the end, and you jumped over the obstacles. You did your things. Right? In the 25 best games list that I'm looking at, the NES Remix Pack is one of them. Just so you know, just to put it like, to understand the game selection for the Wii U.
So what games did you all play and like buy for it?
Do not many. So I had the Sonic game.
Like the racing one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U. Was it? Or was that the Wii? Yeah, it was the Wii U. Mario Kart 8 was on the Wii U. Okay. That's what ticks me off too about the Switch, is that Mario Kart 8 is still the most current version of Mario Kart.
That is
they're just milking that Mario Kart cow as long as they possibly can.
And just adding DLC maps, basically.
There was a couple more Super Mario Bros. Games, New Super Mario Bros.
Oh, that's when like Mario Maker and shit came out too, though. That was pretty popular.
Yep. Those ones are okay. And then what else did I have?
Did you get Splatoon?
I didn't. So I was just gonna say Splatoon was released on the Wii U. That was absolutely a high point for the system.
Yeah.
Splatoon is a ton of fun. Did you ever play Splatoon?
I've never played any of them, no.
Okay, so it is a ton of fun. If anyone ever wants to play Splatoon 3 with me, I would be willing to buy the game. Jason and I played Splatoon 2 so much. Like, it's one of my most played Switch games.
Oh,
it was the game that I bought with my Switch. We played so much Splatoon 2. It makes me really sad. So, okay, and I'm going to have a sad story here with Splatoon 2.
Time for some sad boys.
So when you boot up Splatoon 2, you launch into like this town square kind of area, and you can customize your character, you can see what the event is, you can play the mini game, you can jump into a game, you can do your settings, whatever. And it's just kind of mixed into like a town square type of thing. Yeah. It's interactive, it's very cool. Well, your town square is populated with people that you played the game with. So if you and me played a game together, you'll be walking around in my town square.
Yeah.
Every time I boot up Splatoon 2, Jason's sitting there ready to play, and I'm like, it's sad. It is really sad.
Doubt.
I haven't played Splatoon 2 since he passed away. Because I just don't like it.
Yeah,
I just don't like playing it anymore, right? But I would very much be interested in playing Splatoon 3. I've heard good things about it. Now they're the same game as you go, but
so it's anyway, no foam stars.
It's no foam stars. The Splatoon was released on Wii U, and that game was definitely top tier, but it wasn't released until 2015. And that was 3 years after the launch of the Wii U. Towards the end of its life almost, right? It ended in 2017. So I mean, like, you're pretty there. Not a lot left to go there, unfortunately. So but that one was good. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, I had this one as well.
Ooh, I played the 3DS counterpart of that, and it was actually really good.
So the cool thing with this game is I had it on 3DS as well. If you played it on 3DS, you could carry your profile back and forth.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing how many Smash Bros. Games I own for being so bad at Smash Bros.
Same. I'm awful.
Like, it's insane how many Smash Bros. Games that I own. I have the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch, and the 3DS. And I got to tell you, man, I always
I think
thought
I have
like
all of
this
them
will be
too,
the
except
time.
the Wii U.
This will be the time that I'll
I
be good at this game.
Smash
I'd
Brothers
say, and
fans are gonna shoot me dead for this one, but Brawl is my favorite one because it has the story mode. Like
no
the
kidding.
story mode was so good in
Brawl was
Brawl.
great.
Yeah.
Switch, I think, did really well with their
It was
story mode as
okay.
well.
It wasn't as good as Brawl, but the game
No,
overall is better than Brawl.
but like that, whatever that like game board or whatever it was that you could play,
It
I
was,
thought that was a cool idea.
yeah, it was. It was.
This list also lists Shovel Knight as number 8 on its list of
Like
25 best games.
Console, like
Well, Shovel Knight was like a
action
like an indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an indie game, right? Like it's not like
I still need.
it
to
wasn't
play
made for the Wii U, and it's in the top 10. Super Mario Maker was on the Wii U. You like great game if that's your thing.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. I'm not a Mario Maker guy.
Yeah, it was super popular.
I don't like playing difficult Mario levels, and that's what it is.
Basically what it is. Yeah,
that's the design of it. They re-released Wind Waker on the Wii U, and I did get it. There was a point in time where they actually gave the game away for free.
Oh, really?
On the Wii U, and I don't remember what the catch was. There was a reason why they gave it away, but I did have it, and I played it a little bit. Zelda games aren't really my thing.
Same.
But Mario Kart 8, we already kind of talked about that one. That one was fantastic. They did release the Super Mario 3D World. That was one where you could turn into a kitty cat.
Right. That was a 3DS game originally, right?
No, I think that one was Wii U specific.
Okay.
But that one I didn't pick up because I don't really do the 3D platforming thing.
Yeah.
And but it was fun from what I hear. And the number one game,
kitty, so it's got to be good.
The number one game on the Wii U, and this one was the one that felt like a slap in the face, was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Because they released Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and then they also at the same time released it on the Switch when it became available.
Yeah.
And it was just like more reason why it was like, oh yeah, the Wii U was definitely the prototype.
Epic failure. Yeah.
It was 100% prototype. The game selection was not good. And any of the top lists, if you go and look them up, they will almost always across the board be multi-release, so many
games
consoles
that are just on any console, plus like indie games.
Or like combination games, like that NES Remix being one of the best games on the system. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's the best game on the system? There's so many Wii U, like the eShop games that were there.
Oh, you know what? So one thing I will give the Wii U a ton of credit for was it had, because like it had its own virtual console, but it had like you could get DS games on it.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know why the Switch hasn't done that yet. I think that's something that it really needs to do. But
money. They want your cash money is what it's all about, right? But yeah, most of the list is going to be unfortunately like multi-ports or indie games, Wii Shop games, or freaking
compilation games,
like bundles, like bundle games, which is just it's insane. It's insane that was what was allowed.
Like imagine,
and it's a reason why I was done with it.
Yeah,
I was just done with
like imagine looking back at the PS2 and being like, man, Taito Legends 2 was the best PS2. You know what I mean? Oh man, I played a mean Rastin on the PS2.
Man. Yeah, the best game I ever played on the Switch was the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, where I was able to play all the NES Mega Man games.
Exactly.
Like, really? So, the Wii U is it is what it is. I wish I didn't buy it, but with that being said, that system is still in use in my house.
Is it actually?
Because I have gifted it to my children to play Mario Kart on.
Oh, I didn't know.
So it's basically a Mario Kart system. Because I have Mario Kart for my Switch, but oftentimes I need my Switch to do stuff for me. And so I was like, well, here, you guys can play Mario Kart. I'll set this up for you. And I set up the Wii U, and away they go. Now, I will say with the Wii U, they still have the Wii the whole Wii menu is in the Wii U. So
Yeah,
something
I
that they
do
did
remember
right here
that.
is that they put the Wii system into it.
Yeah.
So you can play your Wii games. I believe you can still play your GameCube games, but it doesn't have the GameCube. Or no, you can't. I don't think you can
No, I
actually do
don't
the
think you can do GameCube
the
on it.
GameCube ones are only on the actual Wii, but you
Yeah.
can still play your regular Wii games. It came with the sensor bar. It's
Yeah. You can
completely
use the
compatible,
Wiimotes and
backwards
everything
compatible.
too. Yeah.
Everything's backwards compatible. It was intended to take over the Wii to like
Wiimote is
encompass
the
it.
dumbest name for
I hate
anything
it.
any
I
ever.
hate the Wii, dude. This is just like the worst. Uh, but yeah, so it is still in use in my house, and I can't give details, but I've been told that the Wii U is apparently a very powerful emulation unit.
Yes,
So
I've heard it is. Yeah, I heard it's really good for
maybe
emulation.
maybe it will ride again. I'm really the tablet freaks me out. Because I mean, like, if that thing breaks, it's done.
Garbage.
Like you're
I wonder
game
what it
over.
sells for, because it has to be rare. Like, nobody bought the Wii U,
I don't know
but
if it's
nobody
that
wants
rare.
it either.
I mean, it's not that nobody bought it. It says units sold worldwide 13 million, which is very low, but that's still a lot of units sold.
Yeah. And then if nobody
13
wants it,
million.
it's not like the demand is high, right?
Well, and that's the best part about it is that
Uh,
up until recently, I saw those videos about like emulation on it and stuff, but um the Wii U, I mean, if you found a Wii U at a game shop, it's like $40. Like
Yeah.
it was really like nothing. It was super cheap.
Yeah, it's dog shit. That's about it. We'll
That's gonna wrap it.
yeah, we'll come up with a plan starting in December. I'm thinking like we could start talking about handhelds, like growing up with handheld generations and stuff like that.
For sure.
I think that's the next direction here.
Sorry, I looked it up on price charting. The loose price for a Wii U console basic white system is $75.
Oh my god, that is awful, dude. That is garbo.
For point of reference, let's go PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 blue console listed at $115.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
There's no reason to own it. Like, there's no once Xenoblade X
$75.
comes over, there's no games like that you can't
very
play
few.
on something else.
Very few.
Yeah, there's no reason to own it.
I would not recommend buying a Wii U. There's so many better choices, and for the few games that you would have actually played on it, no, you're better off. Now, with that being said, if you don't own a Wii and you wanted to own a Wii and you don't care about the GameCube components of it, that is definitely a choice. It would be cheaper.
Yeah,
But
so.
personally, I would buy the actual Wii so that I could essentially have a GameCube, because the Wii is cheaper than the GameCube.
Yeah.
So
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you are checking this out on Spotify or an audio only format and you want to watch the video version of these podcasts, always check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dukey03. We've got every single episode up there, and you can catch us live on Twitch as well as YouTube, and I'm up here at twitch.tv/Dukey03.
and I'm at twitch.tv/DG online.
So yeah, come hang out with us live if you'd like.
Yeah.
And
Join the Discord.
join the Discord.
That's the best place to come hang out with
the
us.
link to the Discord in the description of these. So if you want to hang out with us in there as well, you're always welcome. And yeah, just thanks for listening or watching this podcast. We always appreciate you guys, and have a good one.
See you next time.